Okay, I've got a controversial issue here. Is diaphragmatic breathing really that important? Yes, but the manner in which it is typically communicated confuses the heck out of most singers. I can tell you from experience of over 15 years of vocal coaching, most singers, almost all of the ones who have come to me and said, I have a breathing problem, have misdiagnosed the root cause of what's going on in their voice. Because they don't realize that most of the time, it's not how they're breathing, but how they're managing that air. And how you manage that air has a lot more to do with your vocal cord muscle than anything else. See, when people think that they have a breathing issue, then it causes them to overcompensate. So they've got all this air they've taken in, which is usually good, which, by the way, is engaging your diaphragm. If you take a really deep breath, belly breath, right? When you start to think about pushing up that air and getting it out of your body under this guise of support, you're in trouble. Because if you've got that much air coming up through your vocal cords, they're having to work in overtime to manage this hurricane that you have sent up through them by recruiting more muscle mass. See, more air requires more muscle to manage said air. Less air coming through requires less vocal muscle to be used. And while what we really want is a consistent flow of air, we usually do way more than we think that we need. So just remember, too much air causes this excessive amount of muscle recruitment in order to manage all of that air that we're sending up through our cords. This causes singers to run out of air faster. And then they start to think, oh, I have a breathing problem. You probably have an airflow management problem. And that is fixed typically on the root level of your vocal cords. Now, there are some exceptions to this, okay? And there is a place for working on breathing. But if you are working primarily in a warm-up, say, on a breathing exercise, and you're never actually activating the muscle of the voice, then you're gonna get on stage and still feel stone cold because that muscle has not had the appropriate warm up process to get that thing to do what you want it to do. Like I said, a good deep breath is typically going to engage the diaphragm appropriately. And learning proper execution of the air through compression and muscle control typically eliminates most breathing issues for most people.